This spring, I was able to check something off my life list for hunting, and I was able to get a javelina in Texas. I have hunted hogs across the country in several states, and I've never been able to hunt javelina. So when the opportunity came up at Record Buck Ranch in Texas with the She Hunts Skills Camp, I definitely had to put that on the list. It was something that I've wanted to do, and I'm very blessed and grateful to have been able to accomplish that this spring. I just got my skull back from Woodbury Taxidermy in Texas. They did a fabulous job and it arrived in one piece. That's always something you worry about when somebody's shipping something to you, but they did a great job and it was packed beautifully and it's in one piece. I recently put a little blurb on my socials about do you prefer a Euro mount versus a shoulder mount? And the answers were what I expected, is most people have both. I think there's a time and place for everything. A full body mount, a shoulder mount, feathers, keeping teeth or claws from a bear or skulls or things like that. I think there's a time for all of it, and all of it is beautiful. And all of it is thought-provoking and a tribute. And I think it's something that non-hunters don't understand, is they are not just trophies on a wall of glorified kills. These are memories. These are remembrances of an animal that either brought us a meal, so many different things, a journey. Maybe it's a coveted tag that you waited years for and you remember all of the time and energy you put into that hunt, or it was a particularly difficult hunt to accomplish. They're memories, and it's a tribute. And I don't have to explain it to those of you who understand. We as hunters know that they're so much more than just a shoulder mount on a wall or a skull or a pair of antlers somewhere. They are snapshots of our lives and snapshots of what makes us who we are and the journeys that we take as outdoorsmen and hunters and things like that. So I love sharing this with people. I love sharing shoulder mounts and Euro mounts and all those things because it's a way to learn about the animal as well. And you get an up close and personal view of something that you might not have before. So I do want to share my javelina skull. I think they're really cool. They're a smaller animal than I think some people would imagine them to be. They're much smaller than a wild hog. Wild boars can be several hundred pounds. My javelina was a full-grown adult and it was less than 90 pounds. They're they have a very sleek head to them. They have really big canine teeth, very reminiscent of tusks in a hog. This one has pretty nice ones. This particular javelina has a fractured incisor. It's missing a molar and the bone is healed. So it was definitely happened a long time ago, or it never had one. And then if you look at these molars, there's a lot of bone loss here. The root is almost showing. So that just tells me that he was maybe going to lose those teeth. They're not very healthy. It's just interesting to me how much you can learn from your animal when you have this chance to look at it up close and personal. I think it turned out beautiful. I have it displayed with my bear skull and some other things that I have in my house. And every time I look at it, it reminds me of how much fun I had in Texas this spring. And I love it, and I'm just glad I can share something like this with everyone. So comment below, do you have a big preference between Euro mounts and shoulder mounts? And if so, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite mount in your house?